things have changed in the computing centers. Nowadays, we can have numerical simulations after weeks or months, which allow us to solve equations and extremely complex formulae. I don't know how Einstein coped with this equation without computers.
Have a look at this. There are only bad news. It seems that a company running illegal gas extraction practices in the Mediterranean coast has been discovered. With all the research we do, I wish we could do something against this kind of people.
This cannot be a coincidence. Sorry, Rob, I must go to my lecture now. I'll take the newspaper. I hope you don't mind.
No problem. Talk to you later.
Good morning. You're calling the Information Center of Livorno Port. What can I help you?
My name is Marva Lavi. I'm a researcher from the Virgo collaboration. You surely know us. We're relatively close to Livorno Port. Can I talk to the person who coordinates data collection regarding seismic and maritime activities? I need to gather information about some news which appeared recently in the media.
Okay. I pass a call to the corresponding coordinator.
Hello, anybody there?
Hello, good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. Thanks a lot for your time. Do you know anything about some news that were published in several media about illegal gas extractions in the Mediterranean coast? In a local newspaper in Spain, the authorities of the Livorno port were mentioned.
Indeed. From November last year, that company was working on suspicious activities. We have quite strange data from seismography and maritime activity in the area at the beginning of December.
By the way, have you sent any emails asking for collaboration to the people in the observatory? I received a very strange email a few days ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about. If you need any data from us, please let us know. But you know they are completely confidential and can only be used for the inquiry.
Yeah, sure, thanks. I will check our own data from the observatory during those dates. If there was intense activity close to Livorno port, then it should be visible. Hey girl, how are you?
Today there's a concert. Are you coming?
I'm working.
It's Friday, Ma. You lose track of time. Are you still working on the seismic activity research project?
Yes, I am. I work a lot,
You
but that's what's
too much
needed
effort on your work.
You wouldn't understand it.
Of course I would. But you need to disconnect. To go out. You'll see how the ideas will flow easier afterwards.
You're right. Hey! Didn't you say that we needed to disconnect from work?
Well, he's using a table with analytic sound, and it sounds great. Sometimes the less the better.
Have you ever thought about the fact that sounds are quite similar to the seismic waves I study? Or even similar to the gravitational waves my colleagues analyze? Imagine that you want to listen clearly to the guitar, and you're not interested at all in the noise a crowd makes. That noise is a low frequency, and you're only interested in the guitar, which has a higher frequency. It would be great to have a good filter. There are even sounds with frequencies so high that our ears cannot pick them up, although that doesn't mean that they're not there. It's just that they're out of the range our ears are sensitive to.
Have that thinking a minute ago. Anyway, to think about the filter is cool.
Maybe one just has to have a good search pattern.
Don't look at me, I'm just a sound technician.
Perhaps you won't believe it, but what you do ultimately is not so different to what we do with our little waves. If I didn't have a simulation running for a couple of weeks, and because of the lack of staff, I wouldn't bother on checking anything. But I need to know that the computers are operational again, and that I'll have the calculations ready for the next meeting. What would we do without these computers? Everything's in order. Let's go home. Gravitational waves are perturbations, ripples of space-time. In the video you're watching, one can see how the binary system generates the waves. We can also see how curvature changes on a two-dimensional surface. Curvature of space-time changes dynamically. Gravitational waves are extremely weak, and we need, for example, two very massive and very compact objects orbiting around each other in a binary system. I mean, they should have great masses in a very small volume, as is the case of black holes or neutron stars. Otherwise, the produced gravitational waves wouldn't have enough amplitude to be detected once they reach our observatory. Well, it's enough for today.
Very interesting class. I have a pair of short questions. Beyond these binary systems you have mentioned, are there any other astrophysical processes that could generate gravitational waves? And how can we distinguish them in our detections?
Each astrophysical scenario emits a gravitational wave with a particular shape. Binary systems with more massive objects have a gravitational wave with a lower frequency. If the wave was a sound wave, then the sound would be a little lower. Binary systems with less massive objects have a gravitational wave with a higher frequency. If the wave was a sound wave, then the sound would be a little high-pitched. So we must check carefully the shape of the wave and which frequencies are associated to it. However, this is not the whole story. For example, a supernova can also generate these gravitational waves. A supernova explosion is an extremely bright and powerful explosion of many stars at the end of their lives.
What will happen in that case?
We would have quite an awesome scene in the sky. And a great discovery and lots of work for scientific teams that detected it.
Everything seems simple, as you explained it.
Well, not really. In addition to the gravitational wave signal, we must also take care of other potential noise sources which can affect the detector and mimic a real signal, like the seismic waves.
Well, thanks. See you in the next class.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marva Lavi. I would like to present in a simplified way how this week was. This week we had bad weather some days. Quite a windy week with notable maritime activity, which has limited the sensitivity of the detector. I also want to highlight some problems regarding the tuning of the squeezing system. However, there were a few days with a very stable behavior of the detector. I keep working on the seismic sensor simulation, but due to a technical problem, I will talk about this in upcoming meetings.
Please keep us informed about the simulations.
Dr. Marvalovi,
Who are you?
have you received any interesting mail lately? I think you were waiting for me.
Oh, expecting a different kind
Do
of
you know
person.
that sailormen also know how to send email? Look, that's all the data that I get about maritime activity. In November, there was a lot of small earthquake in the coast of Alicante. And colleagues told me the same happened close to Livorno port. This date coincides with activity of company roaming this area. In the port, we know each other, but those people didn't interact with anyone. The Harbor Center doesn't provide us with much information. I know you work with weird things about earthquakes and gravity. If you could provide us with evidence which help us to prove that this company is developing illegal activities, for sure, you will be listening more than a group of sailormen.
I can't promise anything, but I can have a look at the data we have from the beginning of December. Those data will be released soon, and you could use them in case they provide some useful information.
I have no idea how to read those data, but maybe you can see something interesting. Please.
Can I take these papers?
Sure.
I'll give them back to you. Thanks for trusting. Let's see what we have here. It seems that the rapid response team from those weeks left some notes. In the first 3-4 days of December, an intense seismic activity can be seen. Not so usual in the area when you compare it to previous months. This seismic activity reduces its intensity in the next 3-4 days when the maritime activity is also low. Finally, during the second week of December, we see a low-intensity activity regarding environmental noises, more similar to the characterization of previous months. It seems that there are no alerts for many of the common procedures about potential signals. The data have been considered as noisy, and they have not been analyzed in further detail yet. It's not too much, but this is all what I can send to the sailorman from the port. Hello, this is Mar.
Mar, it's me. Everything fine?
Oh, Emma, sorry. I thought you were someone else.
I called you this time. I see you're still focused on your stories. I come to rescue you. Tomorrow, I will pick you up to go for a walk and take some drinks in a terrace.
What would my tan do without you? I'm very busy, but I certainly need that terrace.
Your lantern is not very natural.
Okay. I'm dealing with an issue with quite peculiar data collected in 2 weeks of the end of last year. I've invested a lot of time. Currently, I'm analyzing the data of the second week and frequencies above the seismic activity. It has to be something else, but I haven't found any pattern yet. In the end, I think I won't find anything interesting.
Well, sometimes there's an amazing guitar tab in the recording you will suspect. As you said not so long ago, you just need a good filter.
Yeah. Girl, I'm leaving, okay? Bye. Thanks for meeting me on such a short notice. Maybe what I sent you is just crazy. Have you had time to read my notes?
We have checked some of your data. We will need more analysis. But it seems you may have found an interesting pattern that the gravitational wave community was hoping to find for a long time. Perhaps it was closer than we thought.
Do you think there is a real possibility that this gravitational wave signal comes from...
I think we have enough information. I need to ask our college for neutrino and gamma ray burst experiments to check if there are coincident detection with our telescopes. Indeed, this could be the first detection of a supernova using gravitational waves.
It seems that finally, science really does pay off.
Well, not every day we get as lucky as today.